Hello, this is Julie. Welcome into the Thrifty Paper Garden. I decided to show you my craft room. About 20 years we built this house and we put a room over the garage, and I knew I wanted it for my crafting space, but I really didn't know how to organize it. I knew I wanted an area to sew, an area to craft, and an area to garden, since I start my plants from seed every spring. But it really wasn't until about 2000 that we finished the room off, and my husband made me a few pieces of furniture. And then a couple of years back, when I started watching YouTube videos, I really got the ideas of how to put together my craft room, and it's kind of exploded from there. I feel very blessed that I have a craft room and that it is the size that it is. And like this sign says, there's no place like home, and there's no place like home in my craft room. So I'll try to do this without shaking too much. And the lighting isn't the best. I have fluorescent lights in the ceiling and a couple different task lights. But here in the corner, when you come in the room, it's my dress form. And I have some old pieces of luggage that I found. Then the space over here, I have a brand new table that I got on Amazon for free because I needed something to hold my new Sizzix Pro that I got on Amazon for free. And if you're wondering how that came to be, I'll have to tell you in another video. So there's my Cricut and a cute little shelf that I found that holds my Cricut cartridges. And I really haven't set up the desk yet how I want it, but it has a drawer down there, and I put some stuff underneath the desk to hold my Sizzix dies, and has these shelves, and around the corner some more shelves that I haven't installed. And then here's a separate shelf unit. I think almost all of my furniture in here is either made by my husband or thrift store finds. A few of the pieces I got at the Goodwill on the $1.49 day, so can't beat that. And this is my sewing center. I have a serger down below that I take out when I need to use it. And over here used to be my computer area before I got a laptop, and now it houses a lot of different albums of different sizes and themes. And as you can see, the walls are slanted because we're over the garage. And here's some of my Wizard of Oz memorabilia, right down to the size 7.5 red shoes that I wear. And I even found a little Dorothy costume. And over here I have some shelves and drawers. Again, all these cabinets I found secondhand. Haven't filled up a lot of the cabinets. Here are some old Victorian looking items. It's just fun to display things that make you happy. There's a little shadow box. And here is a vintage spice holder. These are made out of glass. Once held the different spices. And here's another shelf. I did find that at Tuesday morning, and I got another piece the same size to go on top of it. And then here's my heating and cooling center. And here is a 4-shelf unit that my husband made that holds books and various crafting items, and down below things to alter. And then a little countertop area where I do some of my gardening and various totes down below where I hold kids' crafts. I do a kids' Bible club. And over in the corner is another 4-shelf unit that holds some of my gardening stuff and some beads that I don't use very often. And I stenciled a fence on the wall, painted it bright yellow. Here's some of the plants that I have in here that are either just overwintered or I keep them in here year round. It's just a very cheerful room to be in. Here's the back area of my working space. I'll come around, try to go slowly. Here are various 8x10 prints and collage prints that I've collected from Walgreens. They oftentimes have free print deals, and so I take advantage of that. And here's a old cabinet I found and some containers for my paper. And there's some various albums that I've put together. And then here is what my husband calls my cocoon. But it's very useful for me. And here's the beautiful oak table he made. It's almost like a dining table. I just have my various items here. Here's a 2-unit plastic container that has 3 drawers each that I keep my 6x6. And my husband was at a wood crafting store, and they had these. They were normally $45 a piece, and they had them on sale for $8. And I said, I could use a couple of those. So that's very handy. Here's some of my keepsakes and my ink pads. I have a little spice container that holds little embellishments. My cup of coffee. Here's a little container I found that holds my little spools of ribbon. Because as you know, if you have stuff tucked away, you don't see it, you don't think about it, you may not use it. And then down below, underneath the table, I have 4 plastic drawer containers. And here I found a cute little wicker basket on wheels that I hold stuff that I want nearby, like scraps of paper and different things that I use quite a bit. And I'll come around this way, and again found various pieces of furniture that hold my crafting goodies. A little plastic drawer. And here's a wood piece that my husband made. I just tell him the dimensions and he puts it together. And there's a piece that I found. And here's another piece of furniture that my husband made. It was my original cutting station before I got my Pro and my Cricut. And here's another piece he made. I'd seen a paper cart that they had made out of metal that was quite expensive, and I said, would you be able to make that out of wood? And this thing is heavy, but it fits all my 12x12s real well. And then I come around here, and there's another piece he made that fits, everything fits real well. And here's just some more items that I use. Okay, so you see along the back wall, I'll take you over there. Here is a curtain rod. I hung some things up in 2 of my favorite scrapbook layouts, and various containers that I like to look at that are filled with laces and ribbons. And here's some other cabinets, and the back side, just shelves and containers that hold various items. And that drawer unit right on the far left was from my husband when he was young, so I've gotten a lot of use out of that. Here's a wire, or metal I should say, embellishment shelf. Some other various items I have on display. There's an antique sewing machine that says Minnesota on it. Some antique looking bottles. Just various other containers that I've found here and there to hold the items. And there's a used embellishment center that I found. And here's a little bowl of some of my favorite buttons. And here's an area that holds some of my ribbons and buttons. Down below I have several containers of different type of fabric that I make flowers and other embellishments out of. Here's my plant stand where I start my plants from seed. And then over here, I think this is one of the items I got for $1.49 at Goodwill on the colored tag day. 18 little units that hold all my colored felts that again I make flowers and little wallets and whatnot. So here's the back side of my main working area. In the back part of that paper cart that my husband made, he made a rod to hold ribbon. So that's kind of a quick overview. Again, I feel so blessed to have this space, and it's really a area I can go to create and be at peace and just enjoy myself. So if you have any questions, just let me know, or anything you'd like to see more closely. I'd be happy to share that with you. So thanks for stopping by. See you later.